What's up, everyone? It is almost 4th of July. You know what that means for us here? It means it's almost time to side dress corn. So this monstrosity here is a sprayer. And we take the boom off that we spray things with, and we put this nitrogen toolbar on the front, and we side dress some nitrogen right next to that corn so that it gets just what it needs at just the right time. So we've got a different piece of equipment here on the farm today that we are using to haul our nitrogen. Look at that! That is a tanker. 5,200 gallons in that guy. We did not buy that, we're just borrowing that. So the usual tender truck that we get was not available. Someone else was using it, so they asked, hey, are you guys willing to pull a tanker trailer around? Yeah, absolutely. And now we just wait for it to fill. Let's go fertilize some corn. I have to quit because got a birthday party to go to for a family member tonight. So we're gonna fold this thing up, take it back home, and I'm gonna take off. Oh, I wasn't expecting you to be looking at me. It's another day on the family farm. Today I am going to be side dressing some corn. Tomorrow I am going to be side dressing some corn. The day after that I will likely be side dressing some corn, and hopefully the day after that we can be about done with this. What is side dressing corn, you want to know? Let me tell you. Corn has 3 big essential nutrients that it needs: nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus. Of those 3, we put a lot of the potassium and phosphorus down before the corn is even planted. Nitrogen we put down before the corn is planted, by and large. Afterward we put down nitrogen more because that nitrogen can move through the soil, attached to water. We don't want to move it through the soil, so we wait to put a little bit on later. We put some on before the corn's planted, and we're going to go out now after the corn's up and taller than we like it, and we're going to put some more nitrogen on. Essentially, it's fertilizer. That fertilizer helps the corn to grow. Corn grows, corn produces more corn. We're all happy if there's more corn instead of less corn. That makes sense? Good. Let's go! Right now I'm up on top of our grain loop tower on one end. I'm a little bit winded because it's a long ways up here. You can tell where we've plant some of our corn. We plant one variety on one side of the planter and another variety on the other side of the planter because you get this cool pattern back and forth through the field. It's one of my favorite things to see in the summer. Man, it's a pretty day. Yeah, it's hot, but this is the summer. What do you expect? I'm up on top of the entire grain system right now. Sometime I will take you guys through what exactly we have going on here, how we store our corn here on site, and why we do it certain ways we do. Today's not that day. I got to keep moving side dressing. I'm done side dressing here at the home farm. Going to put some fuel in and head over to Century Farm. It has been in our family for over a century, which is why we call it Century Farm. We're not going to go very far with just 35 gallons of fuel in here. So Dad brought the sprayer and the toolbar over here to Century, and we haven't looked at this for a couple weeks. This corn looks awful over here. Corn, when it is nitrogen deprived, it has a tendency to yellow on the bottom. We call it firing on the lower leaves. This is fired, it's uneven, it looks terrible. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see there's a ridge right there of corn that looks better than the corn that's like right here. This corn looks really bad. This corn out here, there's like one strip that looks better. We can't figure out why. So we've got some people that are gonna come on Monday or Tuesday, a couple agronomists to take a look at this, try to figure out what's going on. Meantime, we're just gonna put a little bit extra nitrogen on here, see if we can pull it out of this funk. And so I wanted to show you what I'm talking about when I talk about the firing of the lower leaves. This leaf here should be green. Yes, the lower leaves will sometimes, as the plant ages, they'll slough off, fall off, because it doesn't need those anymore. But at this age, the plant needs those leaves. This is a problem. You've got this shorter corn, and then right here, you got these like few tall stalks. You go up here a little ways, and you got a couple more that are taller right here. Why are they taller? It doesn't make any sense. If we saw stripes throughout the whole field where we had taller and shorter corn, it might be a variety issue where there's one variety that's better than another, or it could be that our anhydrous toolbar had problems and across the whole field it was putting on uneven amounts. But this is just random. Really confusing. Uh-oh. Put the fill tube back up. Sprayer started squawking at me, telling me that I had low hydraulic oil. I told it that it was lying. Turns out it wasn't. Oil all over the bottom, making a nice puddle down there. So we're gonna try to figure out where this oil's coming from. So I slowly crept to the edge of the field with the sprayer so that we can work on this. And I cannot get the beeper to shut off. I am in park, I am stopped. I don't want to shut it off because it'll cook me to death. I am very aware that you have a problem. Ah! Alright, I'm standing under the sprayer. I think we've got our problem fixed. This little guy right up here, O-ring on that went out. We didn't have quite the right size O-ring anymore for it, so we went home and robbed one off the power washer, and we're gonna try to make that work for now. Dad's gonna go to town, get one that is actually rated for hydraulic pressure, and we're gonna hope this one doesn't blow out in the meantime. So the O-ring that we robbed from our power washer supply to fix this apparently isn't rated for oil or this PSI, and we have the same problem that we had an hour ago. So I'm going to tear this thing apart and we're going to see if we can get it fixed right this time. Dad has some new O-rings from Tyson's. He's on his way. Alright, let's go try to get this sensor off the underside. This little ring right around here is our problem. It should be round and it's all torn up. So hopefully the next one we get is rated for hydraulics. So far, one round down, like 20 more to go. You know what's the worst part of the day? Not the O-ring. This is an empty buddy seat. I either need to have my buddy seat full of my children or my lunch pail. Neither of them have been here today. 7 o'clock and I'm hungry. Always remember your lunch pail so you don't get hangry. Ah! Sorry, I told you guys no more lion roars. That was just the last one, maybe. Look at this. I know the video is not going to do it justice, but this is gorgeous. Let's go home, finally. Feels like we were at this field forever.